All right, so slow and steady, we're making progress on the project and we're learning as well. So next we're going to create the functionality to log in the user. So there are two pieces of that. We're going to first create the route, because this route now is to register the user. So now let's create the route. Very straightforward. But before I do that, let me just create a function here. So after this register user, I'll just come down. You know what, let me add a comment on top of the register user. Okay, so let's come here and I'll just say register user. Yeah, then I'll come down here. After I've registered my user, I would create another one to log in user. Okay, so just like we did before, we're going to create a controller function, which is like an arrow function. Then I'll call that function login user, camel casing. Now remember, we're going to wrap everything you see here inside our async handler, just like we did before. So async handler, and then I'll just take the closing parenthesis and just wrap it here like this. Yeah, so that's the setup to register the user, and I'm not doing anything inside. Next, I'll come here and I'll export it. So I'll say login user. Yeah, so go ahead and save. Now if I come to my route, I'll just create a new route. The route is going to be a post route as well, but it's going to go to /login. Then the function also will change to login user. Now we also have to import this function here. So I'll just do control and spacebar and I get the option to auto import it. So if you hit enter on that, you see here we now have register user and login user. Great. So now let's just test out that functionality or that route. So I'll come to my user controller and I'll just send something in the response. So let's open here and I'll just say response.send, just say login user. Very simple response. Now let's come to Insomnia and let's create a new route. So you know what, I'll just duplicate this register user route. If I click on this guy here, I'll see the option to duplicate. So I'll just change this now to login user, then create. Aha, so you see we now have the same copy of this register user, but we've changed the name. Now we'll just change this to localhost 5000 APIs /users/login. So we're going to change this register to login. Aha, now when we want to log in, what are the pieces of information we are going to need? Well, we're going to need the email of the user and the password. So this name is not necessary here, so I'll just delete it. So now we are set. Okay, good, but let's just test it out first. I'll just send, and technically or hopefully we should get this if everything is fine. And fingers crossed, it's taking some time. Aha, so you see here we now have login user. So what this means is that our route is properly set up. Now in the next video we can now go ahead and write the logic to log in our user. All right, see you in the next one then.